Hi everyone, this is the look that we're going to be doing today. It is a classic brown smoky eye, perfect for any occasion with very dewy skin because it's winter and ooh, your girl needs it. So the first thing that we are going to do is take the Benefit What's Up highlighter and we're going to put this on the high points of our face, and I am doing the most with this today. I'm going on the top of my cheekbones, all through the center of my face, above my brow. Really trying to add that glow because I'm so dry. And then I'm going to be mixing in a beauty oil. If you don't have one, you could use a moisturizer. I'm mixing that in with my foundation and then applying it with a kabuki brush, just a flat top, really dense and soft brush. I'm using downward strokes because, again, I have dry skin and I don't want to disrupt my skin. The kabuki brush is going to give me a little bit more coverage, which is great because I have not only texture but redness. And I'm also going to blend this down my neck because when I use a kabuki brush, this foundation is a lot more pigmented. The color shows up a lot more than when I use my beauty blender. So I want to make sure that I'm nice and even because it did look a little bit dark compared to my chest. And once I got my foundation on, I filled in my brows and applied my eyeshadow primer. And then I'm going to start working on concealing the dark circles around my eyes. I'm using the NYX Dark Circle Concealer in the shade Medium, which is an orangey peach shade. And I am applying this to any of the dark blue areas around my eyes, including the inner corner. You want to keep that on the dark blue areas so that it neutralizes that area. Areas that aren't blue where you put it are going to start to look orange. Then I am hiding that orange toned concealer with and also popping the high points of my face with my highlighting concealer, which is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. So I took that underneath the eyes in that triangular shape and blended it out with a beauty blender, taking any excess product and using that to conceal my eyelids because of course I already had the primer on. And then I also took that highlighting concealer through the center of my face to make those areas pop. So the center of my forehead, my Cupid's bow area, and my chin. I like to put it on my chin because it brings my chin forward. My chin kind of sits far back on my face. And then I'm also doing the bridge of my nose. And again, I think that beauty blenders blend out concealer like a dream. Then I'm tapping out any of the potential creasing of my concealer, and I'm going to go ahead and set that with the Laura Mercier setting powder, using my beauty blender under my eyes. And then for the rest of my face, I'm going to use a soft duo fiber brush, just tapping off any excess product and swirling that on my cheeks. I'm doing that because it helps my blush and bronzer go on a lot more smoothly, and I'm also setting any areas where I have fine lines like my forehead and my smile line area, just to keep things from settling there. Now we can move on to our eyes. I'm going to use a bone colored eyeshadow and I am just putting that all over the lid and then moving on to my transition shade. I'm using Salted Caramel, which is a nice peachy tone. I absolutely love this, and I'm just working that in to my crease, starting with the outer corner, and I'm using windshield wiper and circular motions to blend it inward towards my inner corner as well as upward and out kind of towards my brow. That color is going to help me blend later and also start to help me define my crease. Then I'm using a warm orangey mid-tone brown. This is Summer Yum from the Sweet Peach palette. And I'm basically repeating that step with a smaller brush just to add more definition. So again, starting in the outer corner, using windshield wiper and circular motions to blend that out. And we're not going to take it as high as we took our transition shade because it's not as close to our skin tone as our transition shade was, and we don't want things to get crazy. And then after I get my crease done, I'm going to go ahead and pat Summer Yum on my lid because I also want some dimension there. So about 2/3 on the outer corner of my lid, I'm going to pat Summer Yum there as well. Then I'm moving to my favorite dark brown shadow and applying this to the outer V. This is MAC's Handwritten. It is such a beautiful dark brown eyeshadow. And we are going to keep this concentrated on the outer area of our eye so that we get a lot of smoky dimension out there. This is gonna help our look be really sultry? Yeah, sultry and sexy. We wanna make sure not to take this as high as we did this summer, Yum. So since I have a hooded eye, I just barely want this color to peek out kind of from the fold of the top part of my eye. I want it to peek out there and then blend out from there, but you barely want to see it when my eye is open. You'll see it when I lift my eye and stuff like that, and of course there will be smoky dimension there, but you don't want to take it too high or too far in because that makes it a little bit more dramatic than we want. Next, I'm going to highlight my inner corner using a white shimmery shade. I did wet this with a setting spray if you're interested in doing that, but of course it's not necessary. This is actually from the Makeup Forever Artist palette, and I'm also going to use that same color to highlight underneath my brow bone, just starting right at the arch where I want the most concentration of color and blending out from there. You don't want to use a lot of product. And then I went ahead and tight lined. I forgot to do my lid color, but I will do it in a second. This is Rust from Urban Decay. It's one of their vintage shades. I'm just applying it with my pinky. You can use any gold shadow that you have. It'll be absolutely perfect. So back to liner. I'm going to just take this right on like the outer third of my lash line, putting a pretty good amount of product there because we're going to blend this out so that our lash line, here we go, blending it right now with this small fluffy brush. Our lash line is going to be so flirty after we do this. Adding that smoke to the lash line makes your lash line look so voluminous and flirty. So using the same brush, but I did wipe it off on a napkin so it was nice and clean. I'm going back into my transition shade and I'm working this all along the lower lash line pretty lightly, making sure to have more pigmentation of color on the outer corner and making sure it gets nice and soft as we blend inwards. Then going in with a small definer brush and just patting in Handwritten, which was our outer V color. Just patting that along the outer half of the lash line and then blending it. Then I'm going in with my Hula bronzer, which I'm absolutely in love with. I started using this again recently and I have no idea where I stopped. I'm using it with this Wet n Wild brush that I'm in love with, just taking this underneath the cheekbones, along the perimeter of the face, the sides of my temples, as well as like the top part of my forehead. This really, the purpose of this is to give me a healthy glow, good Lord. I'm trying to get a healthy glow, makes you look nice and warm like you've been out in the sun, and gosh, I am feeling some sunshine. I'm ready for the warm weather. I also took this underneath the jawline, makes it look nice and sharp, and I took it down my neck as well as on the sides of my nose, which makes my nose look a little bit more narrow, and I take it on the bottom as well. For blush, I am using this blush from Hourglass. I'm not sure what it's called. This is an older palette from Hourglass, and I am just applying this to my cheekbone area lightly. Normally, I would be terrified because this has some shimmer in it, but it looked really good. The shimmer is bad for me because I have texture on my cheek. Same with the highlight. You know, shimmery things make texture look like it can make it stand out, but I personally really like it. I don't want to give it up, so I look past that. You do what you gotta do though. And then I'm using this highlighter from Stila on basically everywhere that I took that Benefit What's Up highlighter in the beginning. I'm just doing it a lot more intensely on the cheekbones and applying way less product through the center of my face. And then for my lips, I am using the Too Faced Sweet Peach Lip Gloss in the shade Papa Don't Peach. I used this last time, but I love it. You guys, this is a fantastic gloss. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. Come hang out on my channel, and if you like that, subscribe. I would love to catch you again sometime. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye.
And now it's just like, man, you got to have that time where you just like disconnect from the scene, just the